Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today is August 30th. This is the multi-large working group bi-weekly meeting. Let's get started from the agenda items. First of all, Amy is on holiday, so she cannot join today. There are a few updates from her, so I'm going to read through. What has been done? The web fleet has been fully migrated. That's a great progress. We still need to monitor for a few more days, then complete the resource tunes, but not expecting to see any major issues at this stage. So that's a great move. Any questions about the web fleet? Okay, then moving on to what's happening next. So next item to move over, or the fleets to move over, is the pages. Currently investigating the environment setup and planning the work. The epic is here as called out by Amy in the agenda. And at the time of writing, there are two blocker issues here. They will block the actual migration, but not blocked on any work at the moment. So we want to see in next 2 to 3 weeks, we get these two blockers removed from our road. First one is GitLab logger misses the startup of pages. Jason, you want to verbalize your comment here?
Sure. John actually added a bunch of detail on the investigation earlier today. Effectively, what we're seeing is that for whatever reason, the first couple of lines out of the log file aren't being picked up by the logger. Truth is that Pages already emits to standard out with JSON logging by default. So we're considering just moving GitLab logger out of the container altogether. We do need to investigate what happened there, or why, I should say, it's actually occurring, but it's not particularly a blocker for that actual logging.
Thank you, Jason. Any questions about this first blocker issue?
I see it's not actually scheduled, so are we just discussing in there? I wanted to make sure we were closing the loop on what's next.
Right now, it's a matter of discussion and investigation. John dove right into it and wanted to dig into it. We, distribution, haven't done any scheduling of it at this point.
Gotcha.
So can we just follow up to see if we want to schedule this for 14.3 and collaborate with John on this? I mean, yeah, I'm asking either Jason or Steven.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm. I'm unclear on if it needs to be scheduled. I'm hearing yes. We need to go ahead and slot time.
That's kind of what I'm hearing as well. I just need to reach out to John and be like, hey, are you going to continue working on this one, or do we need to pull this into the distribution team? So
let me bubble it up with the correct labeling, and then we can always transition later if we need to. But I hear the request. So
thank you. Well, please follow up if John is going to to handle that end to end, or distribution needs to step in. I think it's similar for the next issue here, as support for missing pages options. I have seen John had MR up and is going through actively, but similar situation, I guess. Follow up with John if he's going to handle it end to end, or we want to step in here, or he wanted the distribution to step in here and schedule for 14.3. Both are required for next 2 to 3 weeks, I think.
So this one is already milestone to 14.3. John actually stepped up in our channels and said, I want to take this one on, and has already taken responsibility for it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So both issues we have a plan.
Sounds good.
Yeah. If no more questions, moving on to discussion item. First one, Amy had mentioned that this issue actually is no longer a blocker, but we do still want a resolution for the update the dependency proxy. So my comment here, it is an infra-dev issue and will be prioritized over other issues. And we want to fall back to the infra-dev issue tracking process. Since this is not a blocker. We'll just see how that gets prioritized following the InfraDev process. But once it becomes an urgency, then I will help to raise to the InfraDev and the engineer allocation meeting so that get attention to resolve as soon as possible. So that's the plan for this issue. Any questions?
Which group is that hitting?
That is actually a package.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're saying it's a SEF too, so technically that's what, 60 days.
Yeah, 60 days, sounds right, yeah. It has been around for a while, so
Yeah,
maybe,
longer than that.
yeah.
When did you
It's
mark
not-
it? as InfraDev? Did you mark it just recently as InfraDev?
No, I didn't track when it was added. as
Amy did a
InfraDev.
month ago. Okay. All right, I'm
Yeah.
just looking through. Okay. All right.
But it's not a blocker.
Let's push Tim and the package team on it then.
Yeah, but it's not a blocker. We have a workaround in place, so but just need a resolution.
Yeah, I guess if they want to push back on the severity, then that's fine. But you know, if we're saying it's a SEF2, we should be finishing. We should be figuring it out and putting it on the block, putting it up or getting it done in 60 days.
Thank you. Eric?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask the question, like, this working group's been going on a long time. Like, I recall back when Jerry was involved, this was about doing something that ended up kind of becoming dedicated. So a bunch of things have happened over the more than a year that this working group's been in place. Is the charter, the purpose of this, what we're doing here, deconflicted with everything else that's happened? Like, is this now about shifting GitLab.com to cloud native, or like it's for instance not immediately clear based on what we just covered where we're going?
Exactly as you said, I discussed with Marion a few months ago. This working group actually essentially is just moving the .com to Kubernetes or to cloud native. So Marion still wanted a forum or place to as a central place to raise the attention of the blocker issues, but this is essentially just moving the .com to Kubernetes. Yeah, I thought we could move all the issues to InfraDev, but that may lose focus of the subject itself. So maybe we can rename this working group like a moving, moving a service to Kubernetes. But this is not my take is it's no longer multi-large thing probably.
Yeah, so if we can just rename it like Kubernetes migration or something that makes sense, and then just update the charter and this italicized sentence on the page, then I think it's very clear that we're not duplicating effort.
Yeah, I will do, and we'll update the page, the working group page as well.
If I can interject, while most of the things that we have been discussing in this working group are specifically related to the InfraDev of moving GitLab.com entirely to cloud native, that's not the only impact of this. So we have spun out dedicated Get in particular has come out of some input from this group, some output from the reference architectures and all the work that's been done there. There have been a lot of outputs, but we continue to see things with GitLab.com that we will then be implementing and ensuring into dedicated, so we actually have the ability to handle larger distributed GitLabs. So I'm not sure saying that this is just SaaS related is actually accurate.
Well, nothing is ever 100% of anything. If you have a name that covers 80% of what's going on here, that's good enough. It just feels like multi-large is kind of like and it's overloaded at this point or something. So narrowing the focus.
Yeah,
I think it's naturally narrow. So just naming it after what it's become would be useful.
Yeah.
Right. And I have no argument with changing the name. I'm just calling out that there is a little bit more context involved. That's all.
Sure.
Okay. I'll update the handbook page. Anything else? Okay, a short meeting, 20 minutes back to everyone. Thank you very much.